Welcome to Drive Time. I'm Rob Weingarten along with Jenna, Laine. Now, every Monday at 5 o'clock on our radio show on AM 1040 from 3 to 6 p.m., we get to talk with the head coach of the University of South Florida Bulls, Willie Taggart. No secret, Jenna, we like the guy.
We do like Coach Taggart, and to be perfectly honest, anybody that meets him, it's really hard not to like him. He's just an unbelievably positive person. Everything that he approaches, he has that positive attitude. It's a can't-fail attitude. I'm not going to lie, and he didn't lie about it either. Yesterday, he had admitted that at the beginning of this season, his job was on the line. I got to say, though, after winning 5 out of the last 6 games, that's not the case anymore. And the big story, and 2 national outlets talked about it, SI talked about it, Bruce Feldman also talked about it as well, is the turnaround that he's engineered over at USF. It's unbelievable.
It really is. After the game at Maryland this year, where a South Florida Bulls team looked uninspired and mistake-prone against a team that's pretty pedestrian.
Dominant in all facets and all sides of the ball there. Both sides of the line of scrimmage, they were just completely manhandled.
A lot of faith was lost in USF circles. If the seat was hot, by that point, it was boiling. This is year 3 of Willie Taggart's regime. People were looking very closely. And what has happened since then has been nothing short of remarkable, and a lot of it has to do with the man in charge.
Absolutely, and I give Coach Taggart a boatload of credit because any head coach in this profession, you're going to have a certain amount of ego. You have to have a certain amount of pride. That's why they're so successful. I give him a ton of credit because you know what? He looked over at his sophomore quarterback when his sophomore quarterback said, "Coach, turn me loose." And that is exactly what he did after that Memphis game. If you remember, Memphis repeatedly stacked the box against this team, and because they didn't have that vertical attack, at least the threat of a vertical attack, they weren't able to move the ball downfield at all. All of a sudden, Quentin Flowers goes out there and he lights it up. Him and Rodney Adams are connecting. I give Adams a lot of credit, too. Those 2 guys have just made a world of a difference, and suddenly there are huge running lanes to go through. And what do you know? Marlon Mack has an unreal performance, over 230 rushing yards this past week against the supposed best running defense in the American Conference, Temple.
They've won 5 out of 6 games, the only loss coming to Navy, which, by the way,
respectable opponent.
A very, very good football team. And you're seeing growth and enthusiasm each and every week, and the team is being led by sophomores who, by the way, just happened to be recruited by Willie Taggart.
Absolutely. And I just love all of these guys that I've had an opportunity to meet. The young players, you know, they have great attitudes right now. I'm hopeful that they can finish this season on a high note, not just the sophomores, but some of the older guys that have stuck around that were recruited by Skip Holtz and that had to endure so much change in the program. I'm not going to lie. I've got my fingers crossed for them. I'm gunning for them to go to a bowl game this year because you know what? I couldn't imagine being around for that. So much change, having to endure all that. You know what? Though it seems like they have finally found the right solution. Can't just give Coach Taggart all the credit, though, because that entire coaching staff, I really feel like they finally have the right combination of people to lead this program back to where it was supposed to be going.
And it really should be noted, too, this whole coaching staff has helped the team through some very difficult off-the-field situations this season, really more than their fair share.
Oh, gosh. I mean, between Elkino Watson, and even if you go back to last year, you know, Quentin Flowers, just before his start, you know, losing such a close family member before he makes his first start. I can't even imagine that. And then, of course, too, the gun incidents off the field. It seems like they have finally cracked down on that, not just the coaches, but also some of the older players really stepping up and being leaders and helping keep their teammates accountable. That all goes into putting a winning product out onto the field.
A few weeks back, a lot of Bulls fans were wondering if USF should keep Willie Taggart. Now, you may have to wonder, how long can you keep him around before some other big program wants to snatch him up?